Zoom has an ability to live stream. So, okay, double check. Working. Loading, loading. Okay, beautiful. So it's already been doing that, which is great. I know that that's working. So, hey everyone. Maybe I'll try and trim that later, but if not, whatever. That's okay. I think we can all deal. So, welcome to the Heart's Frontier, the expanse beyond my heart, beyond your heart as well, where I explore lots of different things. Now we're getting more into oracle work. Intuition development has always been interesting to me. I talk more about shamanic healing as well now. And I'll be doing more storytelling and showing how I live by my visions and kind of how to work with this overall in life rather than just the moment of having visions. So I was already shuffling before the live got started here. I've got the Prism Oracle, and I thought I'd do a collective reading for the week. So already we have movement, and we also have mystery, which I'm really intrigued by for this week. I keep feeling really big things for myself this week, and so I hope that that's something. It feels like waving in the collective in the next 2 weeks or so. I feel kind of like we're each reaching different peaks of maybe excitement or things culminating, like things coming to a place where we can actually um, kind of like get to the next level. I see like promotion kind of energy, but I also see just like freeing yourself up. So it could even be getting some of your time back if you're not actually like waiting for a promotion. It could be getting some space or getting maybe some money back that you didn't realize you were going to be getting, something like that. So the mystery and movement. I also don't know if like we get to know how it's all going to work out this week. So what if you believed that things were going to happen well and better than you expected? And so then that's of course what your brain is looking for is evidence of better than what you expected. So instead of setting the expectations on here's the best thing I could, here's what I want to have happen. I want. I was thinking about that recently with manifestation how so much of it, I think when we come from like I want this, I want that, I desire this, is that actually like enough for your soul to create it, for your spirit to create it? Is wanting and is desiring something actually enough? And I would think that there's like another layer of also it needs to be connected to purpose and growth in some kind of way. So if I want a I don't know, flat screen TV, like it's like what for? That has nothing to do with anything that I'm doing. I really don't want to carry around a TV in my life. I'm nomadic. But if that was like striking my mind, and I tried manifesting some flat screen TV and it wasn't really in the best interest of my soul or my anything really to do it, that wanting really wouldn't be enough to manifest or to create it. So usually the stuff we're wanting has come from like a deeper place of also inspiration. And so I often take myself out of the way when I think about this. I like keeping the mystery. I like not knowing how it's going to work out, but allowing myself to receive visions of the future. So that's one of the things I'm going to be doing a lot more with people is helping you open up to future visions and future memories. And calling them future memories really makes it make a lot more sense and has you, I think, understanding that time works a little differently than maybe how we've always worried about it working, which is that it's running out or we're losing it or something like that. Actually, while I'm on that too, I'll mention that Align Your Time, I'm going to be teaching again. Align Your Time and also focusing on some of your bigger dreams this next Sunday. So if you're interested in joining us, if you've never joined for an Align Your Energy session, this is one of the best ones, I think, is Align Your Time. People really look forward to doing the Align Your Time stuff because like, oh, I know I need to. And then we all show up and do it and we all feel a bit more empowered about what we can do with our precious time, our beautiful amount of time that we have to use. The other energy we have going on this week, other than mystery and movement, is growth. And look at all this like sunshine and flower. This is reminding me of the Mario games when I was young, and he eats the flower right, and then he grows. And so I love that they use this for the growth card. And I feel that expansion energy is really possible for this week. So even if it hasn't felt like that's how things have been, it doesn't mean that that's not how this week could go. So what if we allow that to be some of the energy that comes in this week. Like really big things are coming, and you imagine, wow, something could happen that's beyond my expectation. And so then you are again looking for what is beyond your expectation. What did you even expect was going to happen this week? And raising your expectations for good things to happen as well is a part of it. Okay. What else going on for this week? Oh, I've been pulling this card a lot, which is Rapture, which is from the Rose Oracle deck, which I really love. So Rapture says sensuality, love, romance, and pleasure. And it's been a big focus of mine for the last few months, definitely while traveling and changing, from working for other people to then going like back to seeing my family after now working for myself, but living nomadically. It's been a lot of looking at life differently, I'll say. Life has looked really different for me. I feel like I've needed a different perspective. And part of that perspective is enjoying my life. And it seems so simple. It seems radically like too simple to actually just be able to change your life. But have you really thought about the fact, like, are you actually fully enjoying your life? And are you really receiving pleasurable experiences on a regular basis because of the choices that you're making? And so if every day you wake up and you're feeling sluggish, well, what other choices are you making that's contributing to that energy? And what would give you more enjoyment? People will say, I wish I had more energy. Are you willing to do the things that bring you to that place, that provide you with a pleasurable experience in life, even if the first couple of times that you try it, it's uncomfortable, or even if for the first few weeks, it's not really familiar to your body or whatever it is. And similarly, I think with expression of connection, there's a lot of expression energy like around this week in general. There's also been a hilarious amount of like tech difficulties and clumsiness. My best friend has called me, I think, 2 or 3 times in the last few days, saying, "This is now what's happened. This is what I've dropped now." Today, it was coffee going all over the floor. And it's like that takes a long time to clean up. And then there was a terrible one yesterday where there was she was trying to make candles on her day off, like trying to enjoy her day off, and got whacked in the element of her stove and was like, I'm gonna be plagued with this forever. I was just trying to make peaceful candles. And there's kind of that feeling of like retrograding energy of, oh wow, we could just be trying and trying and trying at one thing, and these old ways just like are broken. They're not working. Maybe always whenever she gets time off, she takes on projects that, she feels like are sitting there on the back burner. That's funny. And so maybe that's one of the things that she needs to take a look at. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know what it is for her. For me, it's been old ways don't seem to be doing the same thing anymore. And I thought maybe I could still have the comfort blanket while I tread into unfamiliar waters. But the thing is, like, the blanket is coming apart at the seams. And so I don't have the choice anymore. And that feeling is uncomfortable. It's like I'm pulling a thread and then I'm seeing a huge new boat. And I'm not sure which. Obviously, I can't go back to the thread. There's no way I'm going to make that back into a blanket. But that big boat looks still pretty far. And there's like that gap in between. We were talking recently about also, I was on a live, we were talking about the excitement of like running and jumping off of the cliff, but there is still a very real reality of what the danger is at that same time. So you can be having feelings of exhilaration, excitement this week as new and big things come in, and you can still be having some discomfort, some mystery of the unknown, some fear. Ultimately, again, all leading towards your growth. And if you stay focused on what you actually enjoy and what gives you pleasure, you're more likely to be on a track that at least feels better, right? So I don't have to tell you if it's a right or wrong track, but if you feel better on it, you're probably going to enjoy your life a little better. And that's probably better than whatever ones don't feel good. That could be a good system if you're used to saying, is this good or bad for me? Does it feel right? It doesn't feel right in a way that isn't uh, maybe thrilling or adding uh, kind of chaos to your life. We have to be discerning of, are we simply going towards what feels good as, that much more like addictive pattern of what feels instantly rather than long term, right? Okay, we have Rose Without Thorns. So this is joy, peace, and sweetness of life. I think sometimes when we've had, I think of this phrase often. I'm not sure why. Maybe there's something I need to do with it, but that often I think of people getting a bitter aftertaste from life experiences. And so life experiences happen, and then we go, oh, life just, oh, now it just looks bitter to me. It just doesn't, I don't know, I just don't like it the same way, right? That needs some sugar, it needs some milk in order to make it just more palatable, right? It just got too bitter on us. And I think there's like, I really like bitterness. I kind of like sometimes when life gives us something to really work with or chew on. Because I tend to know, maybe because of this work, how much we get out of times like that. But before we've really realized that, it still feels like we don't want any part of the bitter coffee. Why on earth would I drink that when there's like a perfectly good mocha latte sitting, right next to it? And the trade-off here is like one's really holding your growth potential, and one is like softening and trying to keep you quote unquote comfortable. But again, that blanket has more likelihood to start falling apart and ripping at the seams if it isn't something we can actually cling to. Nice to enjoy. I love a good mocha every now and then. We're not going to be saying this is like my coffee choice. But the concept is that when life gets bitter, we're actually meant to like work through and then find a new way of opening up to it again, and a new way of really. So, what if I actually just sat with it and I wasn't judgmental? And what if I took a sip of it and maybe I took in some sunshine and I looked at it a little differently? What is possible? So, there's also the wasteland, which is sustainability and slowing down. And this concept of sustainability, I think, is what is causing a lot of people big endings this year, because we're really thinking, do we want to do this for however long? Do we want to keep, like, if I were to phone stamp exactly what I'm doing right now, is that what I'm willing to continue for? So I've been hearing of lots of relationship issues. I've been hearing of lots of people deciding whether they're going to stick to their career choice for the next, like, it's like a chapter starter. People are deciding, how long is this next kind of novel going to be? Am I willing for it to look this way or that way? You might also look at, where are you wasting time or energy? And so that Align Your Time workshop that we do on Saturday or Sunday at this same time, I'll share the links and things below, and then you can check my website as well. But that is really going to be a game changer for all of us to join in on it on Sunday, because we're going to take a look at, where are we potentially not utilizing time in our best interest, or are we really letting our big dreams just go further and further away? Like the boat example, or are we sort of reining it in and saying, we're bringing that to us now because it feels good? I had an example of this that I want to share, and then I'm going to switch into Soul Circle and do some readings in here. So if anyone ever wants individual readings on Sundays after these collective energy readings that I do, you can hop into the Zoom room with me as soon as I'm done here. I might look at changing Align Your Energy so that no matter what, I do Soul Circle collective readings, but right now they're going back and forth. So I don't know. We'll figure that out. So I have this little story, which is, I was thinking about something recently of a step up in my work that would be an option. And there's certain parts of it that are familiar for me. I'm being cryptic, right? It's like, don't tell anyone what you're planning, right? I don't know if I believe that. But so I was feeling into it as like, okay, here's the good parts about that, but here's some of the risks. And I'm also pretty intimidated by that bigness. Um, and I was sort of like feeling like I was just putting it to the side, like I don't have to think about that right now. And then there was the other option of, okay, but if I keep myself, more contained or smaller or something, then maybe I don't have to lose creative integrity, or maybe I don't have to get uncomfortable and like go, maybe I don't have to do everything to the nines. Maybe I can just keep this one here where it is. It's kind of what I was trying to convince myself. And so I was asked by someone to sit and just feel it out. And can you feel out what it is in your nervous system? How does that one feel? If you actually were to just, like, what do you just take all that stuff out and then walk into the scene that you're imagining and then see how you actually feel? I was like, yeah, I guess I hadn't tried that. I was just trying to think my way through or out of it. Right. But if you actually put my body there, I walked in with my head held high and I was like, wow, this is great. Yeah, yeah, no problem. Here for my day, here to do this big thing that I was apparently so nervous about. Right. But if it actually happened, I'd be like, great. I really wouldn't be panicking. I was like, what is that going on? And then I went and looked at the other version, which I thought was totally fine to consider not doing something the bigger way and keeping it in a certain place. I literally felt like someone punched me in the gut and that I was like closing down my energy. And so now I go, ah, all right, now I have to go do the big thing because I there's no way for me to unknow that. So if there's ever a thing that you're trying to decide between, try doing that. Try putting yourself, like, close your eyes down and put yourself in the one option and just see how your body feels and how your nervous system reacts and how you imagine that going. And then try doing the other one and then see. And then you're going to know which one feels better. And that can be enough for us to make decisions. So, another intuitive tool for you all. We have more spots available, but we are starting to fill up the Return to Earth Ancestral Healing Retreat in Scotland. So I think there's only one more single room available. So it's a double bed. So it can be £1,000 if you share it with a friend. But if someone is really a fan of their private time and they just want their own room, that room 5 is the last one that's available. Otherwise, they are shared rooms. So they start at £950 and it's October 1st to 5th. I'm running it with my friend and dear shamanic practitioner Sky Clement. She's wild bear woman dancing. She is like a medicine woman of many types and kinds, and we have some similarities in our journey, but enough differences that we bring a really different energy as well. Something that I know a lot of people are really loving about what Sky does recently is she does a lot of ceremony, and now she's doing hand folk tattoo ceremonies. So she's doing these ceremonial tattoo experiences with people, which I think are really beautiful. She also is an amazing yoga teacher, sound therapist, and so we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to be bringing ritual and depth into this ancestral healing journey. I'm very excited because it's a group retreat, so it's more affordable than the one-to-one retreat offerings, which I'll be sharing soon. So if you are curious about one-to-one work with me in a very deep, intensive way, I'm doing 5, 7, and 10-day retreats. I think one of them might already be getting booked for later this year, but I do have a couple more spots this year. Otherwise, I can look at next year, maybe in Costa Rica or undetermined locations. The nice thing about being nomadic is if you want me to come meet you somewhere, it's probably more possible than the average person. So that's it for now. That's our energy for the week. Let me know how you resonate. Let me know any questions, anything you'd like to learn about. I can see some of you are watching here on the YouTube. So it's nice to see you here. Nice to have you here on the YouTube again. And please like this video and comment so that we can continue chatting. And I will be back again soon, probably later today with a few more videos.